pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate, where your dad said, "I think that's enough, Amber." That's my first memory of you.
Hello. It's ready. 534.6 pounds.
Ooh. So I have this weird thing where I have to mop with my pants off.
If you're ready to bring me the coffee ice cream instantly.
My mom's mental health has been like in a
Like, this is supposed to be Vlogmas, but I feel like it's like I have to prove everyone wrong, miss.
I am single. I, AMBERLYNN REID, am not dating Emily. I am single. That's not a lie.
Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Well, it seems like Amber is pretty determined to prevent me from making the Rachel text message recap video, so that'll just be out whenever it's out. I'm gonna stop talking about it because it's getting annoying. Anyways, Amber went live the other night, I think 2 nights ago. It was my weekend, so I tend to not make content during my weekend, but I think she went live like 2 nights ago, and it started off like a normal live stream, but then she got hit right in the feelers, as she would say, and started to crash out. She started to talk about Emily. I know she started to read from her holy Bible, her journal. I haven't seen the majority of the live stream though. I know that her first video was like 2.5 hours long, and then another one was 50 minutes, another one I think was a half hour, and then she went live again yesterday saying like about last night. So we have a lot to go over. I'm probably going to keep Amber to a minimum just for the interest of time so we can like kind of focus on the commentary. I have my best friend who is just the most wonderful person to come to for critiques because she actually will give me solid advice instead of just being like a people pleaser, you know, like people that just will not give you the feedback you're looking for. And I've gone back and forth with her perspective on should I let Amber talk more or not. I originally thought, okay, maybe I should, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think the reason why I make my videos so focused on the commentary is because that's what I watch. Like, I love watching Jordy, I love watching The Ankle, I love watching Karina, and Salty Crab. And at a certain point, it's like we've all seen what Amber has to say, and I'm totally willing to just speed her up and show what was said and then commentate on it. I would say this video format that I prefer is sort of a podcast style, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. That's basically what I do all night, right? All night, all day, whenever I have free time. My white noise will be reaction channels talking. I don't really sit and watch Amber videos unless they are edits, so I guess my style of content reflects that, and I think there's pros and cons to it. I'm interested in experimenting in the future, but here I go on and on and on and on. We have to get started with Amber's crash out. All right, anyways, let's get into it, guys. Oh, I do want to say I yoinked this footage from, I believe her name is Always Ymir. Shout out to her. I love her commentary channel. She is so funny and insightful. The downloaders that I use hate to download live streams, much less a 2.5 hour live stream. So I just ended up taking Always Ymir's footage and I'm revamping it transformatively. I appreciate her doing the hard work. I think she posted it at like 4 a.m. I remember being awake like, oh my gosh, she did one with no commentary. That's going to come in handy. So I'm not exactly sure what she spliced together, but I'm going to assume it's the most notable bits. Okay, that's definitely enough prelude. Let's get started.
Lori and I are friends in real life and got into a big fight because she let out my cat in the winter. What? That's hectic. Losing a cat is very, very hard. By the way, I am back on the Snapchat, so I post on there randomly. It's literally Rarity Cat. It's been my username forever now. If you guys want to go on there and follow me, I would love that. If you guys want to just have a look into my life a little bit more. Am I dressing up for Halloween? I'm not sure. Paint to Hate is great. I look ridiculous. I know. I'm like literally not engaging. I genuinely don't care. Like, I have literally lost my sympathy bone. I'm not welcome. And if I feel like there's any given moment where I can't handle like the the craziest rumors, speculation and drama and bullshit of it all. That I'm like, I'd rather not put myself through that. So it's very just like random when I come on. Hi Kendra, hi. You don't know anyone, any explanations? No, never. If it's something that I do publicly that hurts people, offends people, whatever it may be, then yeah, I do. But if it's stuff that happens in my private life, then no, I don't. Private life, then no, I don't.
I think that Amber actually believes herself when she says that. She doesn't seem to understand that when you're a public figure, especially when you're the focal point of a drama community the way that she is, you actually do have to publicly address, I don't know, verbally abusing somebody. There's allegations of, physical assault. You actually do have an obligation to address that, but it's funny that she's saying, I'm not going to play into it, and then she proceeds to go live for another 3 hours talking all about it and crying. Famous last words.
So Brian, my truth is never believed, so I'm not going there, and that's the end of it. Do watch her vids. Whose vids? I stay confused. I live in confusion land. Oh! It's all coming together, but no, I do not. No, I do not. Yeah, I can't put myself through that bullshit. I'll tell you that one. I don't watch reaction channels.
From the text messages with Emily, we essentially have stone cold confirmation that Amber does watch reaction channels, something that we already all knew, but a part of me is a little curious why she wants to be so adamant about not watching reaction channels, because she could technically frame it in a way that's like, well, I need to know what they're lying about so that I can defend myself. She wants to act like she's, I guess, better than somebody who would watch a reaction channel. I'm not sure. She gets on this high horse about it, but I'm wondering exactly what her logic is behind it. Do you guys have any ideas? Does she just see it as beneath her? It has been said a million times that Amber is simplifying this, that she's just lumping in the people that actually harass and say horrible things with the people that have valid critical, thinking, valid concerns. She's just oversimplifying it so that she can manipulate the people that she claims are her real community, whatever that even means, the yes men that she has somehow gotten. And so since that's been beaten to death, I kind of want to talk about the people who actually do support her are just such a mystery to me. Especially the last couple live streams, she's had a couple super chats here and there of people saying, I don't understand why there's so much hater. I don't understand why everyone's being so mean. And they're really outing themselves as painfully ignorant or just willfully obtuse. If you know everything that we know about Amber, that is just criminally ignorant to sit there and be like, why are they harassing you? I don't know, maybe because she's an alleged abuser and we have actual screenshots and allegations against this person. You should be investigated. You should be scrutinized. On a similar topic, I also want to say that the people that donate money to her, good or bad, if they're a troll or they're supporting her, blow my frickin' mind. I have never given AMBERLYNN $1, directly. Obviously, I give her money with my views and engagement, but holy cannoli, I've never even donated to a reaction channel. I've never super chatted. I've never done any of that. I've never bought a membership. I'm just a lurker, or well, I guess I'm a retired lurker now that I'm actually making content and speaking out my opinion. But man, it just blows my mind, especially the people that don't like Amber. They'll literally say something mean and then donate $5. What in the world? Being a lolcow does have its perks, but it is not worth the damage that she's done to her body. I have a TikTok. If you don't follow Mirror Meat on TikTok, make sure you go do that. But somebody commented something criticizing me, well, it's gotten her a lot of money, so she must be doing something right. And I commented back that line of thinking is so twisted, because of course she's made a lot of money, and I love money, don't get me wrong, but I would never sacrifice my body the way she has sacrificed her body for any amount of money. You could triple, quadruple the amount of money Amber has made. I would still not make the decision she has to end up where she has, because I cannot imagine putting myself in that kind of self-inflicted prison. That is not worth any amount of money. I don't care what you say.
And that's why I don't watch them, because it's just ooh, they actually, I don't know, spending time away from all that junk. So many people are oh my god, AMBERLYNN, your community is so vile, it's so gross, it's so this and so that. And I'm realizing more than ever that it's the reaction channel community that is like that. Because people who are like, oh, AMBERLYNN, I support you, they're not the ones who watch the reaction channels. That's the people who watch me. But the reaction channel community are the people who dox and harass and like say the most awful things I've ever heard someone say. And they're the reaction channel community that is also watching me, but it's all stemmed from the reaction channel community. And I'm not a part of that. I'm just not a part of that, and I don't want to be a part of that. So you're a representation of your own community, and the community that watches me and is just watching me and not the reaction channels are the people who are very sweet, very kind, patient, understanding. They're not on the hate train. But have you ever noticed that it's the people who are fatphobic, who dox, who harass, who stalk, who say the most vile things? They're the people who watch the reaction channels. And you're right, that says a lot. The world are actual sociopaths. Yeah, they are. It's very obvious because they root so hard for me to be hurt and alone and miserable, and it's just not happening. It's not. I'm way too. I'm just way too peaceful for that to happen. So when people ask for truths and transparency, I gave you guys that when I had an absolute crash out on my live stream. I gave you guys that wholeheartedly, and that was the end of it. To be honest, to be quite frank, two things can be true at once. And one thing is I don't want to talk about it. Second thing is I'm being manipulated into not talking about it. So that's just going to be the end there. No, I've never had an issue bringing in groceries.
At this point, I'm just going to throw it right in here. So she's speaking in reference to this screenshot where she says to Emily that she can't bring in groceries. Honestly, I think that Amber can bring in groceries. I mean, she's shown us. I just think that she prefers not to, and she's looking for any reason to be dainty and a princess, you know what I mean? I think it's extremely difficult for her, but I do actually think physically she could. She just doesn't want to. And she plays into this whole thing with Emily and the text messages about like, you're so much stronger than me, which is just objectively not true. Like the amount of weight Amber carries around actually would make her very, very strong. But I digress. She just wants to be a dainty princess. So now that she's on live stream, I guess she's just gonna say, I have no problem bringing in groceries, which I do believe.
I don't want to talk about it. Star Walker. You know, I wasn't a good girlfriend to Beck. I admitted. When I wasn't a good friend, I admitted. When I wasn't a good niece, I admitted. When I was all those things. Was bad to Emily. Why wouldn't I just admit it? I just don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, why don't people understand that? It has nothing to do with me. I don't care what I did while hurting. I don't care.
Well, there you go. There's Amber's honest, true to God feelings about the matter. She doesn't care what she did while she was hurting.
I saw something today. Sorry I was being so crazy, where you were treating me like shit. That's my bad. And that's genuinely, like, the best way to put it.
I'm 14 and this is deep.
And that's all I'm gonna say. But I'm just done talking about this. Like, I'm just done. There's nothing to hold me accountable with. That's the point. That is the actual point. She gets to do all of this, and I'm not allowed to mention her, not even a little bit, or she fucking flips the fuck out, and then I have to deal with it. She told me that the only reason why she went to the reaction channel is because I was trying to hold her accountable for the things that she's done. Like, that's not normal behavior.
Oh my god. So they were still dating this whole time again. Holy shit. Really, Ember? Do you have such little self-respect? I mean, just looking at you, I guess I do know the answer, but that is just so disappointing. Like, you should really be disgusted with yourself. I'm sure she has other options. She always seems to have other options. You've noticed that? She always seems to be talking to multiple people. Is it really that dry out here? Is her dateability really going down that much? There's some freaky deaky people in the world. I mean, just look at Emily. She has been dating Emily this whole time, and we find out again from her crashing out on live stream. What in... Oh my god. Amber, I'm sick of you. This is ridiculous. You need to get your act together. Actually, please don't ever get your act together.
I would never in a million years do that to someone. If you need remembrance, like, because I'm not going to sit here and do this, but if you need remembrance, literally go look at the live streams where I was crashing out. Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Everything I said in that is 100% truth. Yeah, I'm sorry for fucking going absolutely insane and unhinged due to... I can't, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. It's the worst fucking relationship I've ever been in my life. I'm just so fucking done. And it's like, I come on here because it's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want nothing to do with her. I don't think you guys understand that. I want nothing to do with her.
Okay, now I'm starting to get really confused because the way she was speaking made it seem like her and Emily have been dating this whole time. She was saying, like, I can't say anything or else Emily will flip out on me. Well, if you aren't together, then why would how she feels affect you? Like, you shouldn't be in correspondence at all based on what happened between the two of you, like, for both of y'all's sakes. So I'm kind of confused what she means, like, I want to come on here and not talk about it, like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But she just basically admitted that they've been dating this whole time. Part 2, again, the sequel. So I'm very confused what she means. Like, you don't want to come on here and be confronted with the consequences of your actions, more like.
I keep going back. I have not been with her in months. I did not go back to her. I mean that when I say that. I have been single. I have so many receipts. Are you kidding? I have receipts of her calling me a cunt, a bitch, worthless, fat ass, a cheating bitch when I didn't do anything. Like, you have no idea the horrible things that she has said to me. And I genuinely just fucking took it. And I was the one to apologize to her for her saying those things to me. And I've never spoken to her like that. And it's crazy because it's like, you think I would have been the one to do it because she's the one who hid things. She's the one who betrayed. She's the one who lied. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then she shows the way, like, it's the craziest thing that this person can do things to cause this person to hurt, right? So this person wants them to, like, apologize. And this person's like, why would you do that to me? And then this person, like, starts gaslighting. Oh, but I didn't, even though it's right in front of her face. And then blah, blah, blah. So then this person is literally gaslighted and manipulated and then starts to feel fucking insane and starts to show signs of literally being insane. And then this person's like, yes, I got it. Records her, saves it, all of this, and acts like the angel. But she's not the fucking angel, and it's just not fair and it's not right.
She's saying that they haven't been dating this whole time, but, like, it's kind of obvious that they have just based off how she's behaving. Like, if you guys aren't together, why are you crashing out like this, Amber? You said it yourself that these messages are old. You know what I mean? It clearly isn't an embarrassment thing. Does she just want to be the victim that badly that she's throwing a fit over the messages? Like, you guys don't get it. Like, it was the worst relationship ever. Like, is she just trying to get sympathy? Because if you guys weren't together, this just makes no sense. So clearly they are still dating. Maybe they're, like, off and on because, as we know, she likes to weaponize language. Maybe they're off and on. Maybe they're dating. Maybe they're friends with benefits. I don't know. But I don't believe her where she says, like, I've been single this whole time. That doesn't make sense because why would you be crashing out like this, Amber? I thought you moved on so hard. Also, I mentioned this in a lot of my videos, but I do think that Emily was in the wrong in many ways. You know, I think both of them are. I think both of them are monsters. I don't think both of them are innocent in any way. Like, she wants to paint this as a black and white situation, but Emily is just as much of the problem as you are. I think you guys are a match made in hell. This is an extremely karmic relationship. It's so obvious. Nobody thinks Emily is an angel. Nobody even likes Emily. We just like the drama.
Oh, it's like you guys forget that once in a lifetime, you guys hated this girl. You guys were calling her the most foul things ever. Like, the M word. Like, literally. If you have receipts, you show them by now. Actually, no. Because I don't sit there and just, like, show receipts. I do. I have literal text messages of her saying the most fucking awful things to me. And my responses are just like, I love you, babe. Da-da-da. Can we not do this? And, like, trying to, like, apologize for something I didn't even do. That was the constant. And I'm just so fucking tired of it.
The fact that Amber actually is so reluctant to show receipts is confusing to me because she isn't telling the truth when she says she's not somebody who shows receipts. Like, she showed receipts against Beck. She showed receipts against Emily before when she said that she lied about the nail marks. Like, why are you suddenly so reluctant to pull up with screenshots? I just don't understand that, because I really do believe her when she says that Emily made her crazy. I think with the type of narcissism that Amber has, they are pushed to their absolute brink when their needs aren't satisfied. You know what I mean? I think sort of like in the wifey era, which still had its problems, granted. I think when the narcissist is in the most, I guess you could say, in the most comfortable environment for their needs, or their needs are met in many ways or satisfied, I don't think that they're that intolerable. It's when they're pushed to the brink and trolled constantly that they're incredibly intolerable like this. And I think Emily purposefully would antagonize her. I believe all of that stuff. So I'm kind of confused why she is so reluctant to show the screenshots, because it must mean that Emily is holding something over Amber's head that she is terrified to get out, because otherwise she has no motivation to hold back.
Why did you talk to her about the hospital? Because me and her have been friends. We have been talking and we've been friends. And she kept telling me, don't tell anyone that we've been talking. I don't want them to know, etc., etc. But all behind my back, she's over here talking to reaction channels while we're friends. And not only that, but she was doing that while we were in a relationship and calling me Pocahontas and bullshit like that. Like, no, I didn't go back to her. We have only been friends. She has been wanting to see my belly. She wants sexual photos. She's wanted to do FaceTime sex. And I keep telling her, no, I'm not in it. I don't want that anymore. Like, I don't think you guys understand.
Okay, wow. This is a hard watch. I mean this in the most respectful way, but Amber is coming across like delayed in this, like mentally delayed, or she has some sort of problem cognitively, because, I mean, she's got a lot of problems cognitively, but oh my God, this is ridiculous. Like, childish to the max. She sounds like a teenager. Amber, do you really expect to come on here and get sympathy from the people that have told you for more than a year that this lady is bad news? We were the ones who told you to stay away, and you didn't listen. Fair enough, you want to trust your own judgment, albeit how skewed it is and horrible, but now you go back to her again, and you want us to rub your ass and call you a good girl for confessing? Like, what are you talking about? You're not a victim here. You cannot expect us to care when you are purposefully putting yourself in this situation. So you're telling me that you've been, quote unquote, friends. There's her weaponizing language again. You've been friends with Emily this whole time, ever since that big crash out. You're an idiot. Under what circumstances does that even make sense? You are milking this victim Lynn arc so much that it's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. I know that it was ridiculous before, but I guess I have such a high tolerance of AMBERLYNN, and this is just pissing me off. Like, Emily isn't even all that. She has one of those sharp, angular faces that make her look like a rat. This is literally a representation of what Emily looks like to me. Like, the rat filter, yeah, that's her. Amber, leave it alone. This is so embarrassing and pathetic.
Like, all asking me for sexual photos. She's literally talking to reaction channels. I don't know. I'm just done.
She's like actually pissing me off. Then why the fuck are you friends with her, Amber? Why are you staying friends with her? You are a moron. She's a fuckboy. We've known this. We've been new. There's literally no reason. I'm just going to be repeating myself over and over again. I'm going to let her play for a little bit.
I'm just so fucking done. Why all of our correspondences started to be on Snapchat. It was really no longer in text messages.
Oh, that's why she's been on Snapchat recently, because she's been snapping with Emily. If you don't know, Amber's been very active on Snapchat the last couple weeks, and this explains why.
She made it to where our Snapchats deleted automatically, and she would ask for like the sexy photos. She would ask for, let's have FaceTime sex, and I would usually tell her no, like genuinely. And it's like, I felt good because we didn't have to constantly be on FaceTime. I was able to, and like fucking Snowflake deleting all of the messages he sent her is so fucking weird energy. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. Like, he's so weird. Something is so off with him. Like, you guys have no idea, but people just fucking love it. They're just like, milk these reaction channels for all that they're worth. It's fucking creepy and scary and weird. Like,
no, Amber, the thing that's creepy, scary, and weird is the fact that you're still talking to the chick that wants to feed you to death. You're still talking to the chick that was on Tumblr looking up pictures of overweight women attached to oxygen tanks. What's creepy, scary, and weird is the fact that you're still in correspondence with somebody that accused you of physical and emotional and basically every type of abuse. Your gauge for what's creepy, scary, and weird is completely off, sister.
Brian, the Zoloft works heavenly. Like, literally 99% of the time when I am just living my life, I feel astronomically better. 99% of the time. Idea. I know you're watching this just living my life, and you're in all the Reddits, you're in all the forums, astronomically better. Obsessed with me. Like, you have no idea. You watch it all, and I know you're watching this because you watch everything right now, and you're gonna do all the Reddits, you're in all the forums. You are punish me because that is what you do. You punish me. You watch it all, and I know you're obsessed right now, and you're gonna do everything you can. You're a girl. To punish me because that is what you do. Gender has anything to do with it. I'm like, you're a girl, and you enjoy it. How could you look at me? He's like, Rachel. You're a girl. What I'm saying is not real.
Well, one of the main issues with that, Amber, is the fact that you're an unreliable narrator. You're correct in saying that it's your truth. Because reality, the way that you perceive events, the lessons you take away from them, that is your truth. But your truth is trash. Your truth is delusional, narcissistic, self-centered, tunnel vision, just wrong. Not unbiased. Not objective. So, no. You are not owed any girls' code obligation to be believed. And Emily is a girl too. Like, what do you mean by this?
But it's like, I understand hating me. I understand not liking who I was during certain times, or like, because Rachel, think for 2 seconds. This woman is showing proof while we were in a fucking relationship, while she was licking my okay? And then while we were supposed to be best friends, that's not normal. That's not normal.
Okay, the main problem here is that Amber believes that because we have given Emily, quote unquote, a platform to speak, that we prefer Emily and we believe her over Amber. Okay? And obviously we do actually believe her over Amber. But what I mean to say is, Amber sees us as Team Emily. Because when she speaks her truth, when she tells the narrative she wants to be the truth, kind of like right now, she's directly speaking to Rachel. She's done this with Zachary Michaels. She's done this with Michael B. Petty. She's done this with every reaction channel, Jordy. She has tried to talk to them directly and try to explain herself because she has that innate desire to spin the narrative, right? And to be liked, to be loved and adored. The reason why this bothers her so much is because Emily, all of the flaws aside that she has accomplished what Amber has been unable to do pretty much the entirety of her YouTube career. That's why she loathes Emily so much. Amber's sitting here like, what the hell? This is my platform and people don't believe me. They believe this bitch over me. Someone who's, you know, done all these horrible things to me. That's why Amber is so upset. Because this is attacking her ego. And that's why she sees things the way that she does.
And I just sit there with my mouth fucking shut. Like, can you process that in your brain for 2 seconds? I have the journal prompt. So as you guys, like, this is from, because I have my journals right here. This is from September 11th to the middle of January, I would say. I have the actual journal prompt. It doesn't have to be considered proof, but I wrote this when it happened. You don't lie in a journal. Because this is for me. This is for me. This is for nobody else. You don't lie in a journal. Like, I like to, we just heard you writing it. I didn't write all this. I did not just write all this. This thing is filled. This whole book is filled. I didn't write this last night because you can go back to those days where I show this journal. I literally can't. This is too much for me. Okay. So it was November 17th, 2024 at 6:54 a.m. I wrote this. I don't know what to do at this point. Shit hit the fan I wrote so sloppy. A few days ago when she woke up and raged at me, literally saying the most awful things to me, screaming and yelling at me in the most serious way I have ever seen while in a relationship with someone. She later apologized, but it was the lousiest apology I have ever heard. She didn't want to apologize and didn't care enough about how much pain she put me in. I later had a whole talk with her, a talk where I was strong. I told her how things need to change or I'm done. So I told her that things need to change or I'm done. Well, she tried. She was so sweet all day yesterday while she was at work, messaging me, and when she got home, but I don't know what happened. She woke up in the middle of the night and yelled at me again, thinking that we were arguing, even though we weren't. It sent us down a bad path. Yelling, screaming. Emily ended up on the floor because I was trying to hold her, but she was freaking out and I tripped over all the shit on her bedroom floor, probably her rug, and it made me bump into her. She literally lied and said I body slammed her. The delusion is actually scary. She is way stronger than me, and she knows it. We always joked about this. She also said I purposely grabbed her and scratched her. No, the fuck I did not. It was just literally such a horrible mess. She ended up leaving the house at 4:30 a.m. I went into a full-fledged BPD episode because she makes me feel literally insane. She came home like 20 minutes later after messaging me. The most craziest unhinged shit I have ever read. She wouldn't say a word to me when she got home though. Nothing at all. Complete silent treatment. I was begging for her to tell me if I should leave or telling her how I felt. I was apologizing to her even though I felt like I didn't do anything wrong. Hold on, let me read this next page because I don't know what I put in it. Her literally lying and exaggerating what happened in the argument scares me. It also makes me wonder how, how true it is about the things she has said about her exes. I did write that. I feel bad about it. But I did write it because she told me a lot of things about her exes. She said how horrible and abusive and this and that. And I'm just like, now I'm seeing the way that she is with me. So I don't know. I don't know. And then I even wrote, I don't want to think that, but what the fuck, Emily? She literally is so delusional sometimes and it scares me. And she's really rude to me. She says the most awful things to me. But the delusion is what really scares me. It's the kind that needs to be examined, I feel like. I love Emily, but I don't know how much more I can take. Oh, this is from November 20th. I'm talking about Rarity. 3:19 p.m. Rarity is missing. She has been for a few days now. It has been so fucking hard. She was my world. Sad thing is, she is missing because of Emily. But I took the blame and told YouTube it was my fault. I knew I was going to get attacked, and it'll last for the rest of my life. But I did it to protect Emily, which is fucking insane. All I ever have done is protect her. But now we're breaking up. I did not write this yesterday. This is... Bro, I don't want to show you, like, all my shit, but this is literally my journal from January, from September to January. I did not write this yesterday. The way she treats me is absolutely disgusting. She won't even take me 3 minutes away to look for Rarity. Ooh, bitch. She uses her truck. Oh, okay. She uses her truck or anything for that matter as control. Someone messaged me and said they might have seen Rarity. Emily is so horrible. She made me believe she was someone that she wasn't when we first got together. I want to leave, but Rarity is still here. I'm so stuck and confused. I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm lonely and hurting. I'm scared. I'm literally scared of Emily. And my mom wants me home. Emily is always mad about something. I have to constantly walk on eggshells. I feel so depressed, and it is because of her. She is downright cruel to me, even in front of her. Oh, wait, I can't say that part. Ignore that last part. Even in front of Blank. Me and Blank made a trivial joke about her being the Grinch in the mornings because we were watching the Grinch. And Emily popped off, saying how she isn't going to look for my cat since I'm pissing her off. It was such a calm joke, but Blank started it. Emily is horrible, absolutely horrible. I don't think I'm in love with her anymore. I love her, yes, but that just doesn't go away. She said her and Blank always argued, and how her and Megan always argued. She said how her and Blank argued a lot before she Blank. And now here we are, always arguing. What's the common denominator, Emily? Think about it for a minute. That was on the 24th. And then right after this, a few hours later at 2:36 p.m., used looking for Rarity as a way to control me and my emotions, literally said I let Rarity out on purpose, etc. My mom and Steven are coming to get me on Friday. My heart hurts, but it has to be done. I am so done. Emily ended up being the one to take me home, but then things just got worse while I was here, way worse, and I should have documented all of it, but I was literally in denial and stressed and going through so much that I didn't want to admit to myself that Emily was awful to me, but she is. She asked if she could cuddle into me earlier, and I let her. I cried, and she said she's going to miss me and miss looking at me in bed. What the fuck? Oh my god. She would always say how she loved seeing me just in her bed with no, like, pants on. It was weird. I don't know. Amber's fat fucking bullshit of a body. I have said repeatedly over and over that this is not proof. This is genuinely just how it was for me when I was there. But if it was Emily reading these things, people would be like, yeah, pop off, queen, pop off.
Again, Amber, this means nothing because you've already been established as an unreliable narrator. No one is going to believe anything that you have to say, much less from a fucking journal. It's so funny. Like, she pulls out her journal like it's the divine book of truth and justice. I know that a lot of people in the chat are saying like that she just wrote it or that she wrote it previously in the day. I don't think she did. I think the reason why she had it handy nearby her is because she for herself was like going back and looking through it, which proves she hasn't moved on super hard or whatever she said. Like, I think that she was looking at this earlier, and so she had it handy next to her. It means nothing that you pulled this out and started to read from it. But interestingly enough, something she doesn't mention in this journal so far is anything about Emily kicking her. I wonder why that is.
If the text messages contradicts the journal, then she's very much editing them, because this is real.
Is it impossible to fake screenshots? No. But the reason why we all believe that the screenshots Emily provided are not fabricated is because they seem legitimate, you know? And there are portions where messages have been edited or deleted. But the thing about it is on Messenger and even the iPhone messaging system, it says when a message was deleted and it says when a message was edited. So anytime that that occurs, it does say it. So... But what do we know? The Holy Journal of Divine Truth and Justice clearly is a lot more trustworthy.
It then made me go through her phone, which she allowed me, and I caught her on Tumblr today looking at other fat women. I went straight to her like section, and the last thing it showed that she liked was a death fat feeder. Like, feed them till they die, it looked like. It was a woman in a hospital bed with a breathing tube in her fucking nose. She says she doesn't remember ever liking that post. The last 4 hours have been horrific for me, and for her, I'm sure. We have both said some pretty awful things to each other, like low blows. Because, Rachel, there were so many things that she did to deceive me and to lie to me, and it all ran together those 3 months I was there.
I mean, when you're transcribing and making an account in your journal every day of what's going on, how can you technically even be gaslit or manipulated, Amber? Because you wrote down everything that happened, right? This is the truth. How could she possibly manipulate you when you already know the truth? You already know that these things happened, like her liking the Tumblr post. You just made excuses and decided that the pros outweighed the cons. That's what happened. And that's why people have no sympathy for you. Because it also takes quite the sick individual to stay with someone like this. Like, not all the blame is on Emily, it's on you too, girly.
I am downstairs journaling this while she tries to sleep for work tomorrow. But she just came downstairs and said, I'm not trying to get you to stay with me, but I do want you to know that I'm sorry. I don't have to accept the apology. And all I said was okay. That surprised me because she does not apologize to me. God, she has lied to me so much since being with her. So many betrayals that I can't even count. How was it that our relationship was finally thriving? We just made love. We were gushing over each other. And I am getting ready downstairs for her birthday dinner with her family while she is literally cheating on me. She knows exactly how I feel, and she still did it.
Yeah, exactly how you stayed when you knew she did all these things. Womp womp.
Oh, she randomly got rude out of nowhere, so obviously I started crying because it's like everything is just like built up, and I was like, she literally said, you pausing the show to argue tells you everything I need to know. I'm tired of all the fucking tears all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if you tried to murder me. That's what she said to me. That's a narcissistic thing to say to someone. Genuinely. And I was crying because I also found out that my foster mom died, might I add. I was bawling my eyes out, and my mom ended up calling me as that was happening. I answered the phone crying, and I lied to her, and I told her I was crying because of the show I'm watching. But my mom knew that I was lying. She kept telling me, I need to come home, I need to come home. She was literally begging me to come home. She said she will come get me no matter what time or day. It definitely shows how much she cares and loves and misses me. That's a narcissist. Fuck that. Oh my God, I'm so hurt. It never ends. Emily will never change. The fact that she thinks that I was trying to argue when literally my heart is just broken day in and day out, and just because I didn't feel good and what I found out about my foster mom is just so crazy to me. But then when I think of how, oh, that was something sexual, never mind. I love how people want like full text message proof, but it's hard to show text message proof to every situation, which I can show you like text messages if you want. But it's like we live together and she only works like 2 days a week. So, you know, 4:05 p.m. She woke me up by surprising me with Buffalo Wild Wings. All she wanted to do was feed me and make me more fat. Literally low blows again, talking about my dad, saying how my mom loves her grandchildren more than me, even though they aren't her real grandchildren, etc. She was making me hate myself. She was making me hate everything. When all I was doing, again, silently crying, mourning the Emily I was once in love with, mourning my beautiful Rarity Gray. I'm hurting beyond belief. I just want Rarity to be found. and all Emily could do was smile and smirk as I cried in pain once I turned around.
If somebody was new to Girl World and they weren't really familiar with AMBERLYNN and her pattern and her history, I would say I understand why you would think that she's just a lazy, uninspired, unmotivated person that has eaten herself to 600 pounds and ultimately decided that life is going to end soon anyway, so I might as well continue to indulge. She's gotten so used to her way of life that it's become normal. It's become expected, and she's found things that she enjoys about it. However, I would say that this example, her relationship with Emily, is the best example you can give to someone that this is a deeply traumatized and broken person. You know, I've never said that I don't believe Amber has had childhood trauma or anything like that. But when you look at this relationship with Emily, you can truly see the depth of how much her parent wounds stick around to this day. Like, Amber may be a lesbian, obviously, but that does not cancel out daddy issues. That does not cancel out mommy issues. Amber has severe parent wounds. And she's basically, in my opinion, trying to recreate the relationship she had with her father specifically. And she has mother issues as well, but I think it's mostly her dad, because she says Emily made her feel like her mom felt with her dad, something like that. And the way that Amber just vies for Emily's attention and approval is so reminiscent of someone chasing after an abusive parent dynamic where they just didn't feel good enough, they weren't getting the love they needed. Because I think most people are aware at this point, at least in Girl World, because we're like very familiar with psychology, I think a lot of people understand that in trauma, a lot of the times, you're just recreating a scenario that already happened to you, but you're trying to heal it. You're trying to replicate it and overcome it at the same time, kind of like choosing a guy that's clearly abusive like your father and trying to fix him. You're trying to rewrite history that already happened to you. And I think that that's why Amber is so specifically susceptible to Emily's form of abuse, just because it is so close to what she experienced in her childhood. No matter what Amber has going on, NPD, quote unquote BPD, whatever Amber has going on in her brain, it still is stuck on this parent wound. And that's why I think she's so sold on Emily when all signs point to leave her and don't look back.
And she had the audacity to say she got fucked in the situation, not me. Where the fuck is my cat that you let out? You left the door open, not me. And who took blame for it? Fuck you. I'd like to say fuck you in my journal. Oh god, December 9th. This is very surface level, but I would never have remembered this if it wasn't for this journal entry. So December 9th, I'm back home. 7:40 p.m. Everything was fine. She texted me this morning and called me, flirted with me, was nice. Things were fine. But then she took a 3-hour nap, woke up to Jordy finding an old video of her, and she then attacked me like crazy. Broke up with me, everything. Was awful. Telling me to fuck off, telling me the most awful things I've ever heard out of nowhere. That is something she always did. If something was hurting her and I had nothing to do with it, she would take it out on me. I didn't get kicked out. No, I didn't. Obviously, Alex, you must be 12. You literally must be 12 years old to work, but I'm almost too afraid to leave her because she says how she doesn't want to be alive, especially now that I'm not there with her. I don't understand how she can go from I miss you so much, everything reminds me of you, come home, to just flat out being fucking awful to me. I can't take it anymore. I am only fighting for this relationship, all which doing so she just scrolls through her phone and doesn't give a fuck about me or what I'm saying. And you know what's weird now that I'm thinking about this again? Isn't that what Megan said, that all she did was scroll her phone? Like, she still does that shit. Like,
and there's another sign of her parent wound. Amber's obsession with trying to figure out why me? Why am I experiencing these things? That's why she's so hyper-focused on her partner's past, especially with Emily, the whole thing with Megan and Rachel. I'm sure most of you are familiar, so I'm not going to explain too much, but Amber's so focused on Emily's past partners, Colleen and her other exes, because she is trying to understand and figure out why Emily is treating her this way. Amber has this parent wound that is telling her, something's wrong with me, but she wants deep down to overcome it like everybody would, right? So she gets to this conclusion, this subconscious state where she's trying to figure out and obsessively discover, well, then what is it? What did she behave like this in the past? Does she have a history of this? Oh, okay, it's not me because she's done this before. I'm not the only one she's done this to, so it can't be me. You see what I'm saying? It's really sad, honestly. Like, you need intensive therapy, Amberlynn. Even people like you, even someone incredibly narcissistic, can eventually, with the work, can heal from this, I promise you. But she's just too lazy and too afraid and too obsessed with this parent wound. That's why she'll drop everything for a relationship, because that is her deepest insecurity. You know what? It's not her weight. It's this parent wound. It's this feeling of being unlovable.
I can't show receipts because I'm on the device that has the receipts on it. Did she like the cookie video, you think, like looking back? I don't know. I do have a lawyer. Suing someone is fucking hard and it's annoying. But leaking, especially how many text messages she has leaked, and for the reason and the outcome that has happened because of it, it is against the law. And it's without a doubt 100% suable. And my brain immediately goes to, yes, she's an awful person who has done awful things to me, but I still have a level of care. It doesn't make sense and never will make sense, and I'll never understand myself for that. I never will. I've always been that person.
She's so obsessed with all of these medical and psychological terms, but I've never heard her talk about a parent wound, at least not to the extent that she needs to be. I think maybe she mentioned it once in the wifey era, but Amber, you want to understand yourself a little bit better? Go to a therapist and bring up parent wounds, because that is just festering. It's gangrene inside of you. It's killing you.
So it's like suing, this and that. That's never going to happen. But it's like, how can someone sit there? Oh, you want me to talk about the kick? When she kicked me? Oh, we can do that, honey. Rachel, we can do that, honey. Oh, we can do that, honey. We can do that. We can do that. I have to find it. Where the fuck? What date is that? I don't remember the date. Of course you know the date, Rachel, because Emily has been up your ass because she has to manipulate you. Narcissists need their like, they need to be like, you're number one, you are right. Rachel, say that to the women who have been abused, honey. Rachel just said, imagine not remembering what night you got kicked. I'm sorry, but you know how many women do not remember the date of the night they were probably strangled? You are fucking insane. I'm sorry I didn't go, oh, I was kicked. Hold on, let me look at the calendar. Like, what the fuck? That is wild.
Oh my god, she's so annoying. Yes, these are sensitive topics, but you can't expect someone like you, who is a known, confirmed, documented liar, to come on here and refuse to provide receipts. We need proof from you the same way a court needs proof. But you'll get a little more familiar with that process soon, it sounds like, thanks to Aunt Tammy.
Oh my god. And you think me being kicked? Yeah, that's awful, but that's not the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'll tell you fucking that. Where the fuck is it? Oh, it did, because it was right in my fucking hernia. Oh, it's so crazy that, like, I can sit here and say, like, I genuinely was kicked by someone, and people are like, nope, that never happened. But Emily can say whatever she wants, and people will believe it, even without receipts. Like, that's just not normal. But that goes for everything. That the same thing was happening with my aunt. The same thing just happens to everyone, because everyone just wants me to to be the one that's wrong. It's so fucking weird. Oh, here it is. It was November 4th, 2024. It's 5 a.m. in the morning, and I'm fully aware that I have... Okay, well, I don't need to say that part. It has nothing to do with it. Okay, I have been depressed. I have been unhappy. So many ups and downs. Amazing moments like last night, wonderful sex, and just perfection. Emily even surprised me with Billie Eilish concert tickets today. But then there are times where we argue bad. She went crazy to me a couple days ago, and I finally popped off, and I told her to fuck off. Sorry, kicked me. She denies it, but it happened. It was right in my hernia, and I could not believe it. She says the most awful things to me sometimes. So there it was.
Honestly, I don't care, and I would believe either way if somebody was able to click their fingers together and basically confirm that both of them were physically abusive to each other, right? But my question is, why wouldn't her account of the so-called kicking be in the same entry as all of the other things that she wrote about when Emily woke up having that PTSD meltdown? Like, why would it be in a separate entry if it wasn't, you know, some sort of footnote that Amber was adding in to suit her narrative?
How is it that the person who gets hurt, the way that they are handling their hurt, they're the ones that have to be accountable. They're the ones that are called the abuser. They're the ones that are being attacked by everyone.
I'm gonna explain it to you in terms that you'd understand, Amber, because I know you're listening. I know you listen to every reaction channel. Hi, bestie. I'm gonna explain it in terms you can understand. So, you know, like when somebody has something held over you, like information, or maybe they're just your ride, maybe they need to get you groceries, so you have to play nice with them, so that way they can still do the thing you want to do, even though deep down you're actually pretty upset with them. But you have to play nice because there's something you need them to do for you. The reaction channel community doesn't like Emily. Most of us heavily dislike her, even. Most of us think that she's a monster as well, Amber. But she's also directly supplying exclusive content about you. Therefore, everybody is inclined to play nice with her. Am I? Is Hecticana? Is every reaction channel openly pro Emily? No. Now, I will give it to Amber that there are some, I've noticed, that are a lot more lenient towards Emily, or at least they keep their comments to themselves. Rachel being one of them, at least to an extent. It's not as if she holds back her opinion, but she's very, I guess you should say, like, targeted towards Amber. Like, she's pointing all of her energy at Amber because Emily is the one who gave her this content. And then Mr. Snowflake, oh my god, he deleted, like, videos, which was obviously some part of a deal that the two had together, right? And it's not as if he stopped making negative or disparaging comments about Emily. It's just that this is all about you. This is you. This is the AMBERLYNN REID show. It's your world, girl. We're just living in it. Therefore, we're going to focus all our attention on you. It's not that we don't think Emily's also a monster. It's the fact that why would we be raising our pitchforks at her when we have you ready to roast?
They're the ones. But the person who caused that behavior, the person who belittled, attacked, emotionally, mentally, verbally, the person who cheated, the person who was disloyal, the person who lied, the person who betrayed, the person who made fun of your body, who called you names, who, the list can go on. If it was anybody else, if it was any other woman, Casey and Emily are the two awful relationships that I've been in. I mean, Feline a little bit, but that's like personal, like we ain't gonna talk about it. I have never ever hit a partner, a girlfriend. I've never hit anybody, ever. The longest relationship I've ever been in was with Beck, and that was 5 years. And Beck never once said that I hit them because I didn't. I've never hit someone, ever. And her making people believe that I would ever hurt Rarity is such fucking defamation, and she is sick for that because she knows exactly how that feels because people think that she killed her fucking late fiance. She's fucking sick for that, bro. And all I ever did was stick up for her and lie for her. That's all I ever fucking did was lie for her. And when I literally was in a relationship with this woman, Emily was constantly online talking badly about me. I would never hurt Rarity. And now that you guys heard from in here, whether you guys want to consider proof, these were my feelings. That is the truth of it all. This was real. I would never, ever do anything to Rarity to stay in that. I was miserable. I was fucking tortured. There's no tears. There's no tears. Is there no tears? God, I'm so tired of people saying no tears. Like, do you not know what crying is, bro? Truth. Tell the truth. And then I tell the truth. But it's not good enough because it's not what you want to hear. It's why I've said 900 different times that Emily left the fucking door open and I wanted to protect her, so I fucking lied and said that it was my fucking fault when it wasn't. It was Emily's fucking fault. And if she fucking loved me, I should have known right then and there. I should have fucking known right then and there that if she fucking loved me, she wouldn't have wanted me to do that. Like, I swear to you, if I ever had a friend, a cousin, my mom, anybody sit there and tell me I had a cat that I loved dearly and my partner let them out, but I'm gonna take the fall, I'm gonna be like, they're letting you do that? I'm like, leave them. Lance, because a lot of our conversations happened in person. A lot of our conversations happened in person. We lived together. We lived together. And she didn't send you every text message we've ever sent to one another, saying the most awful things in the whole fucking world, down to like making fun of me as a child. We got in a huge fight in the middle of the night, and Emily left in the middle of the night for 20 minutes. And she left the door open. Then she came home for 40 and then left again to go to work. That's when I noticed that I couldn't find Rarity.
Well, as Rachel pointed out, the problem with this is if you go based off of the text messages that don't seem to be fabricated, Amber would have been by the back door. She would have known that it was open if this was the case because somebody randomly ordered a Papa John's pizza and Amber had to go to the front door, which is apparently, I don't know what the layout of this whack-ass house is, but allegedly her house has the front door facing the back door. So Amber would have had to go near the back door to answer the front door, which she has an account of opening because of the pizza deliverer. So that's the problem with Amber's version of the timeline.
And if this is what people are going to like continuously talk about, I'm canceling memberships and I will never go live again. That's easy for me. I don't have to go live. I do not have to do that. I don't need to do this. I can easily make videos where I literally just show you my life, upload them, and then turn around and never look at anything ever again.
Oh my god, not her threatening us with the thing that we want her to fucking do. Oh my gosh, all of us have been saying how much we want her to stop the live streams and just go back to regular vlogs. Like, she says that as if, oh my gosh, she wants to punish us so bad for violating her boundaries. Like, Amber, get over yourself.
So next time I come live, if this is how it's going to end up, no more of this. No more of this. Triggered as fuck because you guys are believing an actual verbally abusive person who wants their partners to literally like. So that's what I'm trying to say, Stella.
Well, apparently that's your friend, Amber. So how are you going to criticize us for talking to Emily when you've been doing the same damn thing behind the scenes? Like, be so serious.
You just said we warned you about her. And it's like, now that I get it, we should be kikiing together. Like, yeah, bitch, you finally got it. Like, let that bitch go. Fight for your fucking freedom. Fight for your fucking peace. Like, you did that. You left. Like, you're done. But instead, I'm getting, like, the opposite reaction. Two things can be true. Lance, do you not hear yourself? Rachel isn't just showing text. Like, she's like, giving this person a platform to, like, prove something against me.
Wow, I absolutely called it without her even... I didn't see this clip beforehand. And she literally lays it out exactly how I described. I am such a well-studied Amberologist.
That's all it is. It's not, that's all it is. And I've never watched a video and I never will fucking watch a video. I'll tell you that. Hand to God, you'll never see me fucking ever watching a reaction channel. I hate every single reaction channel there is.
I don't know what live stream this gets shown in, but I'm part of one of the AMBERLYNN REID's Facebook groups, and this popped up when I went in there, so this is really funny for her to say she doesn't watch reaction channels, and I guess the search history on her YouTube was leaked while she was trying to show us something else, is what I gather, so not sure when this pops up, but yeah, sure, you don't watch reaction channels. Absolutely not. I believe you, Amber.
And like, literally, Emily admitted to lying multiple times to Snowflake in those messages and those this and those that, and everyone is just completely ignoring it. Everybody. What text messages would you guys like to see? What exactly are you wanting to see from me? Just out of curiosity. Like, what is it that you're looking for? Like the name calling? Is that what you guys are wanting to see? The name calling? Okay. How do I sync up my old messages? Can someone teach me how to do that? So I could put it onto my iMac so then I could just show you guys. Like, wow, someone with BPD gets unhinged when, Rachel love, you fucking ugly. Yeah, and I said ugly because everything you've done is ugly as fuck. What type of proof do you want to see? What type of proof, love? I'm just curious. Show me what you want to see. Did I record her and stuff like a psycho? No, because that's what the abusers do. That's what the abusers do. They make you crazy and then they're like, hey, I'm going to record to make her look crazy. So can you tell me, what proof do you want? What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Show that, question mark? What? I just said that I'm not the one that does that. But your little bestie you've been communicating with, that's what she likes to do. That's the type of games that she likes to do. You know how many times I saw Megan naked because Emily recorded her? You wouldn't even know. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Why doesn't Rachel know how to answer? Like, she's right here.
This is one of Amber's favorite manipulation tactics, where she just completely overwhelms the person by saying very general statements like, okay, well, what do you want to see? What do you want me to show you? Why aren't you answering? She did the same thing to Alexis, and she did the same thing to Tammy, where she just completely dumbed down their experience to, I don't know why you're doing this. Like, we were completely fine. Like, you can't point me to a single thing that I've done wrong. Anyone who's been in an argument before, not even necessarily with a narcissist, it could be with anybody. It doesn't even need to be toxic. But I'm sure everybody's had at least one argument where the person was like, okay, then show me everything I've ever done wrong in my entire life. Oh, you can't? Oh, well, then it's not true, is it? It's not true because you can't show me? So, yeah, you just sound like a moron, Amber.
And does not know how to answer. Like, it's kind of weird, not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. Fucking exactly. We're gonna start off like this. She texted me one time saying, you said you didn't want to be with me. No, 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 no. And then I listed off a bunch of things that she does to me. Comparing me to Colleen, calling me an evil bitch, a fake bitch, threatening me over and over, telling me you hate me with every fiber of your being. It's not okay. The only standards I expect is respect, but you were in a grumpy mood and took it out on me as always. You can't even admit to how awful you are to me sometimes, especially today. You dig and dig and dig and trying to find the most horrible thing to say to me. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, here it is. I was like, you made me believe that my feelings aren't valid. You said that I'm a cunt, that I'm a fat ass, that I'm a bitch, that I'm fucking stupid, that I'm a dumbass, that everyone online who hates me is valid, that you hate me, that I'm an awful person, etc. The list can go on. I always deserve constructive criticism, but the name calling has left me feeling empty, but simultaneously full of pain. And she said, I didn't call you any of those things. And then I was like, ... are you joking? And she was like, when you were at your worst in Wisconsin, I did. Why are you bringing it up now? Like, just literally lying. So I'm gonna show you the text messages of her doing it in a second here. Oh my God. Hold on. Oh, you guys just saw her getting mad at me because I had anxiety and I was leaving the live stream. Hold on. So her lying saying that she only said them when I was in Wisconsin, right? Well, that's proof that she said them, right? So I'm about to show you here. You're being a fucking cunt. There it is right there. Do not talking to me ever again, you evil cunt. There it is right there. You wake me up out of dead sleep when I'm sick to being a fucking cunt to me, which I wasn't, but there it is right there. Not me calling Alexis a cunt. Okay, let's do, what other word should I type in? Let's type in bitch. Okay, this was crazy. This was June 28th, 2025. I know you're cheating on me, bitch. Like, just going crazy on me. And I was like, what are you talking about? Okay, here, hold on, let me show it to you. So she does this thing where she'll lie about getting proof. She does this thing where she'll lie about people sending her proof of stuff. And then she'll like hound me and like make me try to admit to something that isn't true. Like, it is actual torture, you guys. And this one lasted a good week. Okay, so saying things like, how am I being awful by confronting on you and catching you in a lie? Sorry you got caught. Telling me that I am cheating on her. Even though I like wasn't, and just hounding me for literally weeks. Okay. It was genuinely scary. And then here it is. I know you're cheating on me, bitch. And I'm just like, you've broken me enough. I'm not going to respond anymore. And then she was like, don't ever mention me in your vlogs again, or else soon the world will know you're a cheater. Just absolutely making this stuff up. Like, just going insane. Okay. Calling me the fakest bitch I've ever met. She just always like said the most foul things to me, just like out of nowhere.
I really don't know the point of showing these, except in Amber's mind, this is, as Jordy said, who was the biggest asshole competition, because all this really does is just make you look stupid for staying, Amber.
You're being a straight up bitch. I wish I had one where she called me a fat ass, you guys. My jaw was on the floor, but that was in person. There's just so many. Don't gaslight me, you bitch. And I'm like, don't call me names. Like, what is wrong with you? Wait, where is it? And I'm like, you're breaking my heart. And it's just like continuous, like constantly blaming me of cheating when I never cheated. Like it was like this weird thing. Oh, and then her calling me dumb, a psychotic, vindictive bitch. Like, and then that's me telling her, like, you treat me like garbage. Like, I'm done. Like, I was constantly breaking up with her and then it never stuck. And it's like, a lot of this was like on FaceTime in person, like over the phone. So you don't have proof in that. Here's one that's crazy. My mom was with me when this was happening, and yeah. You need to actually shut the fuck up or I will expose your stupid ass. And I was like, I'm concerned and worried for you, you know? Concerned and worried my ass, you're being a fucking cunt. Just and then she's like, you're the most delusional people I've ever met in my entire life. You literally think the world revolves around you. You're literally only dated me for your own egotistical reasons. You honestly don't give a fuck about me unless it benefits you. Just literally going on and on, like out of nowhere. But yeah, you need to actually shut the fuck up or I will expose your stupid ass. So like that's the type of stuff that I constantly was dealing with. And I'm just telling her, like, she concerns me. And sometimes like verbal abuse is not even about like the curse words that they say to you, you know? I just felt like no matter how hard I tried, it was never good enough. I was telling her that my mental health was really bad. And she said, you're so fucking stupid. I fucking can't stand it. You're literally the most shitty person I've ever met. And that was just me telling her how bad my mental health was. And then she said, I do hate you, actually. And here's another one. You're so fucking stupid. You're so stupid again. Her thinking I'm cheating on her when I'm literally not. And I have to like message her like so much so she gets it. Like I'm not cheating on you, but. And when I would try to apologize, even for something I didn't even know I was apologizing for, like sometimes like I felt like I was just apologizing to like, I'm calm. I just want calm.
I'm not saying this to defend Amber in any way. Honestly, this entire section is just kind of making me laugh because it's like, you chose to stay, girl. But I do think that Emily was probably just making shit up at a certain point just to mess with mess with Amber. Because based off of what we know about Megan and Rachel, it seems like this is Emily's MO to kind of like play mind games and stuff. So she probably threw in like some random stuff here and there just to kind of keep Amber on her toes and to let out any aggression that she had.
She would say things like, I don't want your stupid fake ass apologies. And here's more. Where I was like, thanks for threatening me because that's all she ever does. And she was like, you already did, you moron, which I don't know what she's talking about. And she's like, and I'm like, stop calling me names. And she's like, well, stop being stupid. If you do anything to affect my life more than you already have, I will sue the fuck out of you and get your channel shut down. You can be homeless. And I try to act super unfazed. I'm just like, LMFAO, bye. And deep down, I'm like, fucking just hurting. Literally hurting. These are all just random times where we were in a relationship. And then here she says, I hate you. You've ruined my life. And I said, I'm not in a place emotionally where I can talk. Yesterday and last night was incredibly hurtful. I need space. And she said, throwing me away like I'm nothing to you. And I was like, the way you acted yesterday and last night was very hurtful. I need space. She just constantly was so mean to me. Here's more. I literally hate you with every fiber of my being. I knew you were a cheater. I'm waiting for you to apologize. Her blaming me for cheating me. blaming me for cheating. More.
Amber's a known cheater, so I wonder if this had any validity behind it or if Emily was just kind of messing with her. Or maybe a combination of both. Because we're not getting a lot of context on the cheating allegation. Not that it really matters. Amber would have been doing Emily a favor if she ran off with another girl.
You're nothing like Colleen and you never will be. She always compared me to Colleen. I don't know. I did stay. People complaining she stayed, yet don't question why Beck stayed. I don't know.
You'd have to be a real dipshit to equate those two scenarios because Beck, first of all, there were a lot of people that still criticized them and did say, why did you stay? But Beck's situation was completely different. They were stuck in a financial loop where they needed Amber in order to survive, essentially. And now that they're on their own, they're not really doing that much better anyways, because it's so difficult to build yourself from the ground up. Emily and Amber, on the other hand, there was no dynamic such as that. There's no financial withholding. I mean, you could definitely say that there was some power imbalance because of Amber's mobility, but most of their relationship, they didn't even live together. So I will say that this is not comparable at all to the situation with Beck.
It's because I always have to be wrong. I always have to be the wrong one. But the last things that we said to each other, I messaged her and I said, I found out you were messaging Rachel about me being in the hospital. I'd rather not speak to you anymore. You tell me not to talk about you and you literally will not keep my name out of your mouth. Please delete me from all social media, block me, do whatever you can. Just leave me alone. And I was like, I'll never speak to you again. She said, which I didn't reply to, she said, I have a lot more I could say. So if you say anything about me, I won't hold back. And this was just constantly how it was. Like her just constantly threatening me.
I don't know if this is like a hot take or not, but honestly, I don't care what Emily has. I don't think there's anything that she could release that would make Amber's reputation worse at this point. Like, it's pretty much as bad as it could possibly be, right? All of the allegations against her, all of the theories and speculation, it hits every box besides literally murder. So I don't think that I don't think that she really is holding anything over your head, Amber.
And it's so crazy because I noticed that the way that like she would start texting me would change, and I should have known it's because she was gathering screenshots.
Believe it or not, folks, there's actually more than an hour left of raw footage. So in the interest of my phone storage, I am going to have to wrap it up here and continue in a part 2 the rest of the October 10th live stream crash out. This is definitely going to be the longest video I've ever uploaded, one of many, I'm sure. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to hear your thoughts below in the comment section. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you helping the channel grow. It fills my heart with joy. Bye, guys.